Hi all, welcome to Data Engineer Hub. Let's continue our discussion on Spark interview coding questions. If you missed the part 1, please go through it. I have attached the link in the description. Let's continue our discussion on part 2. Coming to the first question, it was based on complex aggregation. Given a data frame of employee details with their salary, find the average salary of each department and the count of employees in each department. So here is the input data. This was the expected output. So first let's create a data frame. The given data, let's display the data frame. Okay, so we need to so when we are applying multiple aggregations, we need to group by any of the column, right? So we need to group by department and need to find the average salary of each department, and at the same time number of employees from each department, right? So let's create a final data frame. Need to apply group by on department column, and so when we are applying this aggregate function, we need to import required functions. So what are the required functions here? Average function and the count function. We can import from SQL.functions. Average and count, right? So first average salary, average of salary dot alias name as average salary, right? Same time count of employee, alias name as employee count, right? Let's try to display the data frame. Okay, we got the expected output, but if you see the average salary, they have rounded up the value to 2 decimals, right? How to implement that? We have a round function available in SQL.functions. Okay, so round function, we need to give 2 parameters, average of salary and up to how many decimals you are going to round it off. 2 decimals, right? 2. Let's see the output. We got it. So coming to the next question, window functions with partitioning and ordering. Given a data frame of sales transaction, calculate the running total of sales for each region, order by transaction date. So this was the input data and this was the expected output. So we need to find the running sum of sales for each region based on their transaction date. Okay, if you see, if you check the first row, on Jan 1st the sales was 100. So there are no any preceding records before Jan 1st, right? So we need to consider the same value, right? So while coming to the second row, the sales was 200 and the preceding record was 100, right? So summing up these 100 and 200 was 300, right? So that was the running sum. The same way we need to find the for every region in order by date in ascending order, right? So let's create a data frame. Let's display the data frame. If you see, the data was not in a particular order, right? The columns were in different order, right? Actually, it was due to the data that we have considered. So it was in dictionary format, right? So when it was trying to create a data frame, the order getting changed. To avoid this, we need to consider tuple. So let me replace this data. So need to add schema columns, right? Display the data frame. If you see, the column order was maintained here, right? So let's solve the question. LDF dot. So they are looking for a new column, right? Running underscore sum. How can we add a new column? Using with column running sum, right? So we need to sum up the sales value, right? Before that, let's import required functions. Import call function, sum function, sum as fsum. Okay. Sum of what's the column name? Sales, right? Sales. So we need to do partition, right, on region and order by date. So dot over. So whenever we want to apply partition, we need to import the window function, right, from pyspark dot will dot windows import window. Okay. So do dot we need to apply partition, right, on it should here we are partitioning the sales by region, right? So region order by date. By default it was in ascending order, right? So but we need running sum, right? So how to do that? So how we are trying to do? First, it should sum up the preceding all sales for the north region, right? So for the first row we don't have any preceding rows for north region, so we are considering the same value, right? So while coming to the second row, for the north region there is a record, a preceding record for this in the second record, right? So for the current record, so then the sum will be 200 current record plus the preceding record, right? So we have a function in window function like row between, so it creates a window. Okay, so when we are trying to create a window, it will try to sum up all those values. So row between, from uh, we are trying to consider a particular window, so if we are at this position at this current row, we are considering this window. Okay, and we are doing partition on this particular window and we are trying to do this sum. So we in windows we have a function called unbound preceding. Okay, so it will generate like from which row to which row, means in the row between we need to provide the like indices. So indices we need to provide starting and the end rows. Okay, so this will give the first row value. Okay, and up to the current row, right? In window function we have current row. Okay, so let's try to display this data frame final df. Okay, yeah, what was the error? So here we have given function inside the column, right? We need to apply function outside the column, right? So that's what. So here we got the output, right? 100, 300, 600. Yeah, we got the expected output, right? So coming to the next question, complex joins. Okay, we have given they have given you two data frames, one with employee details and other with department details. Perform a left join to include all the employees even if they don't have any corresponding department. Okay, so we need to apply a left join, right? First of all, let's create data frames. Employee df spark dot create data frame employee data, department data frame spark dot create data frame department data, right? So we need to do left join, right? So this employee data frame should be left joined with this department data frame based on department id, right? So how to do that? Let's take a final data frame employee data frame dot join with department data frame on, what was the condition? Department id. And how we are trying to do? We are trying to apply left join, right? Let's display the data frame. Great, we got the same output. So the order, column order might be different, but we got the exact. So let's try to print in the same order. Same dot select id, comma, name, department id, department name, right? Right. So we got the expected output. Let's continue our discussion in the next video. I have attached this notebook in the description. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again. Bye bye.